Greetings, greetings, greetings. Just in case Mercury retrograde gets a hold to us, um, this is going to be on my Katch. So you'll be able to, hey, thank you for the heart shout. Thanks for joining. Please feel free to share and do all that stuff with your followers. This will actually be a combined class because um, just because. But it is the beginning of the new moon series. So, not the new moon series, my moon phases series, but we'll be talking about actually the dark moon, and we'll be talking about the difference between the dark moon and the full moon. Hello, darling. How art thou? Look at your logo, Leah. Doesn't it look fabulous? Y'all, this lovely logo here, don't judge how many tabs I have open either. But this logo was done by Leah Bayaka, who is in the chat right now. She's on right now. So Leah _ Bayaka for beautiful logos such as this one. Let me show the whole logo. And this is my third logo by her. So I'm so happy y'all are here. Hey y'all, hey. And what I said before was that just in case Mercury has its way with us, with the technology, I do have it. This will be in my Katch. Hey. So you'll be able to catch it later if it starts acting weird. So I'm gonna give people a little bit of time to get in here. I hope everybody's doing well on this dark moon. We'll talk about the difference between the dark moon and the full moon. I always start off like I'm the right height, and then I get short. I don't know if my stuff is sinking or something. Hold on, maybe I sit on a pillow. So during this new moon, hello. During this new moon, dark moon, remember, do epic shit. And so, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. I think I did put on my face for y'all tonight. I got a little bit of a headache, so y'all send me some love and stuff. And I'm really sleepy, but I did not want to miss this because even though my body is like, I'm still really excited to share with y'all. So, again, this is the beginning of the the moon phases series. But I combined it with the class on love, light, and immeasurable darkness. Thank y'all for joining. And I want y'all to know that I like this greeting, love, light, and immeasurable darkness. It came from a wonderful article that I read. And I think we also shared it on Honey Please. If not, I'll share it on Honey Please, and I'll share it on my Facebook page, which is Wild Women Do As They Please on Facebook. My name is Ifashayo Egumjobi, just in case anyone is new here. If you are new here, welcome. If you are watching me on the replay, welcome. If you're watching me on Katch, welcome. My website is wildwomendoastheyplease.com. I am the resident wild woman. I am the liberator. I am the self-love, guru, I guess, because I had to go through it myself. So I'm all those things. I am also as happy as I generally am. One thing we're going to talk about today is how to embrace your shadow side. And so the first thing I want to talk about is welcome, y'all. Feel free to invite your followers, now or later, whenever. The first thing I wanted to clarify, because a lot of people don't know the difference between the new moon and the dark moon. Right now, we're actually in a dark moon phase. And technically, the dark moon starts, it starts 3 days before today. So 3 days ago, we would have been considering ourselves going into a dark moon phase. And then tomorrow will really be the new moon phase. Now, because I believe in autonomy, which means self-governance, and because I am... Okay, I will, because I have both of those. Thank you. Because I believe in autonomy, I believe that things should be done as you see fit. So everything that I give you here are simply suggestions. They're what I do. You can adjust them, according to what feels best to you. But according to what I do and the way I kind of roll and function is the dark moon would have, yes, like a dark moon phase, almost how we're in Mercury, but we started with a Mercury. We're in Mercury retrograde, but Mercury retrograde has a shadow, so it has almost a foreshadowing. So there's a foreshadowing of the dark moon. And so during the dark moon, there are a couple of schools of thought. So one school of thought is that you take it as a time to rest. You take it as a time to plan. It's almost like the same way we treat retrograde, but it's a very short one. So that's one school of thought. Another school of thought is to fully embrace the darkness, do your spells, do all those things. What I generally do is I do somewhere in between. I use the dark moon as a time for divination. So it could be divination concerning things, using things like actual cards. If you're an intuitive diviner, you could use, just your intuition, candle gazing, mirror gazing, water gazing. Well, candle gazing, I mean flame, gazing at a flame. You can also do something I do sometimes, which is if you have a full flame going, like it's usually more than just a candle, like some kind of little flame, you done set some paper on fire or something, and put your camera on shutter and take kind of rapid fire pictures to see what you can see in the pictures. So this time is, depending, like I said, on what you choose and what feels good to you. This is an excellent time to reflect, to sit back, to plan for what you're going to do for the new moon, because when you do the new moon work, you want to make sure that you are very, very, very clear in your intentions. Because the least little thing can kind of throw it off. So, again, what we've kind of covered so far, because I still see some people coming in, and y'all welcome. Thank you so much for coming tonight, for showing up on your phone and stuff. Thank you for inviting folks. Is that we're actually in the dark moon tonight. So the moon is at 0%. I wouldn't be able to see it anyway because it's raining outside right now. So this is the dark moon. This is the time. Thank you. I was telling them I didn't feel great, but I wanted to look great for y'all. So we're in the dark moon phase right now. So the two schools of thoughts are rest and just plan. Don't do any spell work. The other one is fully embrace the darkness, do all the work you want, all those things. But the common thread seems to be this is an excellent night for divination. So this moon is looked at as the crone moon. So under this moon, we look at the phase as being one of dying, of darkness. But we also know that dying can also be rebirth, and it is the same thing. You're born... like cards, candle gazing, intuition, mirror gazing, things like that, shells, bones, tea leaves, whatever it is you use. And so the thing is this is the crone phase, and this is really cool because I actually started my cycle within the dark moon shadow, so I'm hyped. So this is an awesome time for if you do blood work. If your cycle comes on during this time, because this means that my cycle has lined up with what the moon is doing. So what my body is doing is shedding and getting rid of. So that egg didn't get fertilized. So my body's like, okay, so we're not going to use that. Let's shed and get rid. Let's shed and clean ourselves out. So that is a process of dying, but my womb is being renewed or reborn as it is cleansing itself and as those dead cells and everything is shed off in the form of my ashe, passing out of my body. My daughter and I both do use our menstrual blood for work. Now, different ways you can do that if you're lucky enough, if you're blessed enough and alignment enough. This time around I was to line up with the moon phase. You can do anything from writing a spell on it, and just sealing it with blood. You can, if you get fancy and you have one of them fountain pen type things, or you just want to dip it and use it for ink to write out a spell. That's a way. You can simply return it to the earth. A sister friend, Tasha, Native Earth Wind, I think is her name. I always mess it up, but I think it's Native Earth Wind on Periscope. She's also a wonderful candle maker. She, I think, pours hers into plants and buries her new moon intentions inside. Again, I don't set any intentions tonight. Mine will be tomorrow night when I do that kind of work. Tonight, what I'll do is be divining, using my cards, whichever cards I feel the need to use. I'll use my cards to help clarify what my intentions need to be. So on a dark moon, my reading generally tells me the things that I need to release and let go. Just like what I told you my body is doing. My body is saying, okay, we're not pregnant, so we're going to release this egg and let it go. We're going to release this nutrient-rich lining and let it go. Why? Because we don't need it. So those are the same things you want to look for during this dark moon phase, is to look around you and see what things you don't need, what things are no longer useful for you. So just like we talked about during the new year, this every month we have an opportunity to do things in alignment with the moon, because she's so gracious and she keeps changing, going through these cycles every 28 days to give us, this thing over and over. So very much like even when we talk about karma, because people like karma's a bitch. No, karma is a very beautiful, kind, patient teacher who gives us opportunities over and over again to get these lessons. So that's the same way I look at the moon. It's very important as women that we learn to hone into the cycles and rhythms of the earth and of our bodies and all those things. And the other thing is, with us being in Mercury retrograde plus a dark moon plus lucky me being on my cycle, this is a wonderful time for me to reevaluate, plan, kind of do those things, go in the rhythm of it. And that's really what we're talking about during this moon phase series. We're going to be talking about how to follow those cycles, how to follow those rhythms instead of being so resistant and fighting against it. Okay. So, this moon is not one. Like, we've already passed the point of banishment and all those kind of things. Now we're kind of at a standstill here. So your last day for banishment, I would say, would probably been 4 days ago safely. But yesterday, if you're feeling, like you want to do that. The dark goddesses. Every tradition has a dark goddess. They have been tread underfoot because of the fears that have come. Welcome, y'all, because of the fears of patriarchal belief systems. Dark goddesses they usually represent themselves by being both birth and death, creation and destruction. You very rarely see them being one or the other. And so just like you see women in societies, how we're the ones who are there when people are born and we're the ones who are there when they die. Just like Oya is the one who gives you your first breath, and she's the one who's there when you take your last breath. And so that's what we are as women also. And so we're there to just kind of embrace this dark goddess side. So what does that look like for us? Right now in this period of time, it looks very much like us learning how to embrace those things that we've been taught to be fearful of, which is very much our womanness and very much our strength in a lot of ways. So I've heard a lot of people say, stay away from dark magic, always be peace and love. And Leah actually did a wonderful, what she calls a soul bite, but it's like a short scope on this the other day. And it's in her Katch. But basically was talking about how, we have to get back to our realness and we have to get back to our authenticity. It's okay for me to be angry. It's okay for me to defend myself. It's okay for me to experience and express a full range of emotion, which although most of the time y'all will see me smiling here because I'm doing the things that I enjoy doing. However, there is a wrath that can come to replace this lovely smile here, okay? And it is a full wrath, and I'm okay with it. I don't bother people, but I don't expect for you to bother me either. Yes, that's what we're actually planning to do a class. I don't expect for you to bother me either. And I'm okay with coming for you. And one of my main things I say, because it takes a long time for me to, not a long time, but a reasonable time. I give you time to kind of clear the air. But when I come for you, I'm taking heads. Okay? And I'll probably be smiling when I do it, but I'm taking heads when I come for you because I don't bother people. And so the thing is that that's what we have to understand as women. If you come for my family, if you come for my finances, if you come for all of those things that mean something to me, I'm coming for you. And I'm not going to feel any kind of way about it. And as women, exactly. But see, as women, we have to reconnect with that. We have gotten so much, as Leah was saying on her scope the other day, we've gotten, as that article that kind of kicked this off for me, we've gotten so into love and light that it's like we have rejected that part of ourselves that is that, it's that we've rejected all those dark goddesses. And so then I hear women constantly saying, I'm not creative, I'm not this, I'm not that. And I'm like, but you can't be some of these things without exact self-preservation. And self-preservation is a big component of the dark goddess, because again, that's that part. The self-preservation is the part that says, if you come for me, I'm going to defend myself. And it's like I told my kids before we start homeschooling them. And I ain't telling you to start it, but you damn sure better finish it. So my thing is, it's the same thing. And so what we also want to understand, when we have been taught to fear the goddess, the dark goddesses in our shadow side, don't want none, exactly. And so what we don't want to continue to perpetuate is this fear of our shadow selves. Your shadow self is not a negative thing. It's just your other side. And most traditional beliefs, concepts, religions, spiritual systems don't hold to an evil side. It's just dark and light. That's all it is. And we need both. All of us were formed in the darkness. Even the Christian God, according to their own story in the Bible, was in dark before he, she, it, whatever created light. Because if you have to create light, then you were in dark. And so think about how much creation was made in the darkness. Unless your mother had a strobe light or a floodlight or a flashlight in her womb, sweetie, you were created in darkness, and you dwelt there in darkness for technically 10 months, give or take. And so the thing is, and think of what a beautiful being you are. And you were created, and you lived, and you developed, and you became whole in the darkness. And a lot of us need to return to the darkness to regain our wholeness, to regain our complete, yes, exactly. To regain our completeness, who we are as women, who we are as individuals, because we must give our daughters this. We are the healers who have come to re-embrace this, to give it to our children that they might be whole. Because a lot of us are giving them a very lopsided spirituality, especially our girls are suffering from this. So we make them become victims. Because, don't say that, and that's not nice, and I have potty mouth of the year, and sometimes when my daughter cannot fully express, I say, okay, baby, you get a language pass. And I know some of y'all might not be okay with that, but that baby's 16 years old, and I know she already cussed because I do. So my thing is, sometimes so that she can fully express the full emotion of what she's saying, go ahead, get a language pass, what you need to say. Because nobody gave me that freedom, and I carried a lot of guilt behind that. Those words have the power that I give them. That's all that is. And so the thing is, what you can do to work with this goddess is turn off the lights. And this is where the gazing comes in. Turn off the lights. Light your candle, turn off the lights. And gaze just at the candle in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Or turn your lights low and gaze into a mirror. And if you can, have as little other things reflecting, like how you can see behind me this reflection, this wouldn't be a good one. But if you can have it like where it's reflecting a dark wall behind you, and like a plain wall, and just gaze into it. Now I always tell Leah, because we've talked about this more than once, I tell Leah that for me, she does mirror work. But for me, I always feel like I'm getting sucked into the mirror. So I work more with the flame, with the flame gazing. Because I'm working toward getting into the mirror gazing, because I don't know if it's being a daughter of Oshun or what, but it feels like I'm getting sucked into mirrors. Me and mirrors have a very interesting relationship. So we getting there. But yeah, I wanted to start with this, and I don't want it to go too long. If y'all have any questions, because my husband told me to make sure to give y'all space for questions. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. Um, at some point soon, there will be a class on this. And because it is something that I feel like is very important, especially for somebody like me, because for a long time I thought that I had to be really nice. I gotta construct them first. I have to get my syllabus and everything made up because I do want y'all to have materials, and I believe very strongly in art components and things like that. But I promise I will let you know, and it will be online because Miss Leah has told me I need to have everything available online. Even though I love being face to face, I need to have everything available online. But I like for things to be able to encompass every part of you, and especially because we're talking about the dark moon, and we're talking about that creative energy which comes from darkness. It's important to me that y'all have a creative component. So I need to kind of go inward to see what that needs to be, because I paint. As soon as I get it, I promise. And see, you always, and I'm gonna tell y'all what she's doing right now, Patrice. She makes her request known. And so the thing is that the what is it? Closed mouths don't get fed. Patrice gonna make sure she get fed, and I love that about her. And that's even something that as women we have to get more comfortable with: asking for what we want, manifesting what we want, making it happen. Not waiting for somebody. Well, just if somebody gonna give it to me, well, if they let me, ma'am, listen, don't do that. But see, that's your motivation, and I love it. I love it. And so the thing is I just want y'all to remember that this phase, so the basic phase is, we're in the crone phase right now. This is a wonderful time to embrace death and dying. This is a wonderful time to look at the dichotomy between life and death, or creativity. So we'll say up here is life, right? This is death down here. So when you die, it just flips. That's all it is. They're one and the same. You die on this side, you're reborn on the other side. You come back to life through somebody's womb on this side again. Peace and blessings. And then you go back. It's a cycle over and over and over. Even if you don't believe in reincarnation, guess what? You die on this side, you get put in the ground. Eventually, even if you get the best casket ever, you eventually are going to break down. You're going to return to the earth, and you're going to be the food for something else. You see trees fall, they rot here on top, and you see trees most of the time just like them growing in the rotting bark of the fallen tree. Do not be scared of death. One of the best, not best, I'm not going to say best because I'm not going to play favorites, but Oya is wonderful to work with. Kali, because she is death and destruction, and she deals with fear, is wonderful to work with. Those are my two favorites. If y'all have some more, y'all feel free to post and, do all that kind of stuff. But those are things that I want us to stop being so fearful of, because death is going to happen. Even if we're not talking about your physical death, there's going to be the death of a relationship. There's going to be the death of, a job eventual. Hey, it's going to be the death of something, because that's just part of the cycles. Even when you start your cycle, when you come on your Ashe, when you come on your moon time, your menses, whatever you call her, that's something that's a death and dying. And even what you can do around your moon cycle, usually I'm decked out a little bit different during my cycle. Wear your red, thank you. Wear your red. Put on some red polish. Wear a red corset. Have a beautiful red pillow that you sit on. Yeah, listen, my daughter started her cycle around that age, and we actually did a red party. I think I have pictures on my Facebook page of the red party that we did. And we, okay, y'all, she's Mama Brigitte, Dark Madonna, Izili. I missed the last one. No, this ain't Ruby Woo. This is a different one. But yeah, we did, it was like red bananas, red cherries, red, what do we have? We actually had red cake. We had red everything. Everybody wore red, and we really just embraced it. We embraced that whole thing. But And she's coming up on it, and I was telling my daughter about it before she came on it. Erzuli Danto or Dantor. Is that right? Um, and maybe you can make that an assignment for yourself to start prepping yourself for those phases ahead of time, because that's what I'm starting to do more of. Is starting to be able to prep myself for those phases as we go through them, because preparedness is what helps you to get in there and know what to do when the time comes, which also helps you to not be resistant. So even with this Mercury retrograde, you know by now, most of y'all in here, because I'm pretty familiar with a lot of y'all that are talking right now, y'all know what to, yes. And it's not too late to do the prep either. But y'all know what to do. And if nothing else, you have Google and you have us. It's a whole bunch of people in here that y'all should, follow. Because most of these people I keep seeing are healers in their own right. And so, hey, y'all, that's my friend. Are healers in their own right. And so the thing is that it's like, just go get the information. We're all here for support. Like I said, my page is Wild Women Do As They Please. Honeyplease.buzz. And really, I talk to you all day, every day. Don't be petty. And it's like a lot of people are in here right now that are doing the work. And so use these folks as your resources, because they know. And see, a lot of these people been in here for a long time. A lot of these folks are the ones that I learned from, or at the very least, share with and bounce stuff off of. And so that's pretty much that's pretty much all I have for right now. So I can go lay down. But I did put a sparkly sweater on for y'all. I no brown though, but I did put on a sparkly sweater for y'all. So if you have any questions for me, you can inbox me. You can do any of those things. So let me know. They free, honey. And the other thing is, I want y'all to look for, if y'all are readers, like card readers, pull out your cards for the dark moon. I am. I'm going to try. I'm not even going, I'm going to go in there and get some as soon as I get finished. But pull out your cards and, see what the dark moon has for you. See what you need to release. See what you need to let go of. What does not serve you? So you didn't do it during the new year? Well, here you go. It's right back again. A new cycle of release. And it's going to come right back again 28 days from now. And so thank you very much. It's going to come right back again 28 days from now, and you'll have another opportunity to release. That is the beautiful thing about Mama and all her celestial bodies that, that surround her. They always give us another chance. They so gracious, and they so loving, and they so supportive, and they always give us another chance to get it right, which is very few rights and wrongs, but they give us another chance to get in alignment and to get in rhythm and to not be resistant. And if you are feeling like you're being resistant, even take time to explore that. If you are being resistant to the release, what about it is scary for you? Why are you scared to let that go? Why are you scared to let them go? Why are you scared? Somebody, I'll say this again because somebody needed. Why are you scared to let them go? And them doesn't have to be a dude. Them could be somebody's just taking up your air. Somebody who has vampiric tendencies. Yes. And I wasn't going to do this, but because I feel a little bit awkward. I do it playing most of the time, but this song has been stuck in my head and has heard. I actually sang it one night picking at Ann, but so I'm going to sing y'all out. This is going to be the benediction. Again, this is Ifa Shayo at Gunjobi, your resident wild woman. You can find me at wildwomendoastheyplease.com. Yeah, but it's not one of those kind of songs. It's just a song I was singing in the shower today, and it almost put me in trance. So, which was weird because I can't ever do that on purpose. I'm getting there and gonna have to teach me. But here you go. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the blood. We are one in the spirit. We are one in the blood. they'll know we are sisters by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are sisters by our love. We are one in the spirit, we are one in the blood. We are one in the spirit, we are one in the blood. And we pray that our unity will one day be restored. And they'll know we are sisters by our love, by our love. Yes, they'll know we are sisters by our love. Good night, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for hanging with me. I'll see y'all for the next moon phase class. I'll keep reposting the picture, okay? I love y'all. Thank y'all for